It's Fate time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the Figma number 468. It's Gilgamesh! From the anime Fate Grand Order Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia. I had to write that down because that title is ridiculous. Gilgamesh this time comes to us in form of the caster class, where he actually is a good guy from what I can tell in the anime, which is weird. One of the biggest douchebags of the Fate universe actually turns over a new leaf. Interesting. Same goes for this character, for this figure. It has a very cool design. Seems to be the stage 2 form, but we'll have a look at all the nitty and gritty right now. Boy, oh boy, this sure is a weird one. There's a couple of things to like about this figure, and a couple of things to not like about this figure. Stands at about 16.5 centimeters to the top of his head, which he's got some size, really, compared to other Figmas. Stands at about 6.6 inches tall, again, to the top of the head. For your size comparisons, I got Jalter, Gilgamesh, Rashido, Darkseid, pretty much in size with old Gilgamesh, so yeah, he's a tall bastard. Overall look and detail of the figure, you will be pleased to know that most of the paint, I say most of the paint, is clean on this guy. Face sculpt is amazing, got the red pupils, and then you got the horns, which have some bleeding, tiny bits of it, where it just really goes over the line, just a teeny tiny bit in the back over here. You have this weird flap also, that just, I don't know. You're not really gonna see it as much, but the way they did this, it sucks. Why not just attach it to a small ball joint or whatever? Why do that? Also, the plastic in his hat, crown, whatever you want to call it over there. Yeah, there's I don't know what happened there, but let me know if that's a common issue or probably just quality control. I'm guessing just a little bit of an accident on my copy, because you guys can be happy that I buy figures, because usually the crappy copies land in my mailbox. So also, what the hell is that? There's some paint issue. Something happened there. Also, there's a dot over there. That's just weird. Got the earrings with the nice gold and color as well. Metallic, very shiny, sparkly. Looks good, looks clean. Got some red in the collar of his jacket and some more down here. With, again, tiny bit going over the line. Just not really an issue. Got the crosses on both sides of his arms. Now you kind of have this weird meat flap over there also. Why did they do that? Honestly, it just looks weird. Even if you line it up, I'm not the biggest fan of the. If you line up like that, it's all right, but it's still like it just looks so weird. This meat flap. Also, this meat flap on the side over here, just weird decisions in the molding department. You got the nice golden gauntlet glove with the claw in there, which we'll have a look at once we get to the other type of hands. Got some more blue, tiny bit of bleeding, not really an issue. Move down to this more like a flower symbol. I don't know what it's supposed to be. And we'll move to the back to some feathers, which, by the way this is attached is awful. They won't always kind of stand out like that because you can't really lower it. It is on ball joints, but again, I'll have a closer look on that with the articulation. Just I'm not a fan of how these are attached and how little they actually move. But that's actually, there's a lot of that on this figure. Down to the blue on his legs, not on the line completely, but very, very small. And then you got the blue in the pants. Has some really puffy pants. Same thing, the way this is designed, the way this is engineered, I'm not the biggest fan of it, because it is completely hollow in the back. Well, not completely hollow, but just like weirdly, you can tell it's cut up in two different pieces, and once you move it, it doesn't really move much, first of all. Second, you have some gaps, and third, it just, I don't know. Why you have the holes in the back, and why do you have a big hinge over here? Why do you not fill it up more to line it up? I don't know. Then we move down to the feet, have some more gold and blue on there, and more dark blue on the soles. Yeah. Also, I like the paint job though on the blue in the pants over here. It's very nicely done. It looks cool. But that's about it. Except for, well, do I do that now or do that when I do the articulation? He has flaps on his pants, which you can flap out. I don't know why. I don't know what that's supposed to accomplish, but it's there. Flaps. So, the very dicey part about this figure is the articulation, really. As I've shown you, you have this weird flap in the back, which it's just on a hinge. Doesn't really accomplish much, but hey, it is there, and it looks ugly. Then we have these long white flaps from his head, which are on ball hinges. As such, they go up and down. Rotate them on the ball all the way around, have a nice swivel. The head moves forward, moves to the back, not really that much. Let me see if I can lift up this flap and get some more out of it. It's not the greatest, but it's okay. Moves side to side. Let me hold on to the neck without move side to side. And actually, if you take this off, you have a gap in the head. So if you're wondering, like, can I take this off? Yeah, kinda, but obviously that will be an issue. Actually, there we go. Put that back on there. You have some neck articulation also. I think it's on a ball, so you can bring that back and forth, rotation, combine the two, and you do get some pretty good results as far as that goes, but still a little bit gappy. And you have a shoulder articulation, ball hinge on the shoulder itself, and a ball joint in the chest area. As such, it rotates. This one is super stiff also. Also, you can have kind of like a little bit of a swivel on there because you don't have bicep swivel. Ball hinge in the elbow, that's standard stuff also. Doesn't... You know, I say have some wiggle motion, but I'm always afraid that these pegs might break, so I wouldn't push that too much. The fist is on another ball hinge, which can't tell which direction it goes right now. It does go up and down. It does rotate all the way around. For your chest area, you get some very nice rotation in there. Forward, backward, side to side. And it doesn't really swivel as much because of his chiseled abs. Also, by the way, sexy. Now, that's the good part of the articulation. The rest of the body is bad. That's all I'm saying. So overall, first and foremost, you have hip articulation. Not really, just kidding. It's just a tiny bit of wiggling. Well, the more I move it around, the more it seems to play around with. Interesting. But yeah, I just had mortared the other day, and you could pull out this part, and then it would have been a lot better. Obviously, there's not much room over here, but then again, like I'm saying, why not make a joint that you can pull out? I've said already about the feathers. They are on ball joints, but they are so tightly on there that, especially this part, you see it go side to side, but up and down, barely at all. And this one has already disconnected. Cool. Let me see with this one. Again, up and down, just a little bit of wiggle. It goes around nicely, and you can tilt it. Can you tilt this one also? No. Because, like, you see it's connected over there directly to the gold plate, and as such, it just doesn't get anything out of it. And kind of like the same thing with this. It doesn't have any room to move around. They did the ball joints, that's fine, but it's not even a complete ball joint. It kind of has like a ring under it to make it, I guess, more stable, but also less movement. Now for the legs, they go out to the side, not very greatly because of the belt. They don't go really forward because of the belt, and they don't go really backward because of the belt and the feathers, so that kind of sucks. Have some rotation in there. As I've shown you, you have some pant flaps, which still don't know what that does. This is soft plastic, by the way. Well, not that soft, actually. It still has some resistance in there. For your knees, yeah, they're okay, I guess, in the movement department. I still don't know why you leave a gap over there, why they didn't mold it up a little bit higher, why they didn't just make a big hinge, why is there like a small ball hinge in there and nothing covering it up. That's just, it just kind of sucks. Rotation, and foot is on a pretty exposed ball, exposed ball hinge. It's alright, I guess. It's not as bad as some McFarlane toys, but anyway. Side to side movement, also just a little bit, kind of disappointing. Thought you would get more out of it because nothing is really there to block it. And you do have a toe hinge, which is either it doesn't really do much or it's blocked. I think it doesn't really do much. Goes up, oh, there we go. Give it a good push, goes up all the way. And this one is also one of the toe hinges that goes down if you needed that in your life. For your accessories, you got, let me start off with this axe because I like it. It's a giant freaking axe, has some ornaments on it. A little bit more of a bronze tone, not really gold, but it is metallic. It does shine up. And the golden handle. It's also pretty sharp, especially down there. Also very thin. Don't break it off. I think like this one might be pretty fragile. Then you got a book, which has a hinge so you can open and close it. Also has a hole because you can connect it to his hand or to his base, because he does have an extra base. Does have nothing in the middle of it. Actually, the extra base, I forgot to take it out. But it's just like a regular base with like a long pack on a ball pack, so you can put that in there. I'm gonna show you the combined stuff at the end of the video. Then we got hands, we got holding hands, we got booby grab hands. Well, those are more for the book, I guess. Like that's why they have the pack. Or you can just grab. And you got open, kind of spell launching hands. I don't know. Kamehameha. That's a different anime, idiot. Open hands, open mouth actually, and kind of like a. I don't know what this one's supposed to be. Just like, oh, okay. He looks kind of disappointed or disgusted. Let me have another look at this one. Light up camera, please. Thank you. It's better. And then you got like this extra pack for the base, as usual, like the most standard stuff. There's the base, also has all these articulated hinges, and ball pack for replacement for the hand, and the Figma bag, which once again is MIA. Where did I put it? There it is. Figma bag. If you want to store your stuff in there. And it's gonna bring me to the final thoughts for this Gilgamesh figure. This is a weird one, like I said at the beginning of the review. So we have 3 steps. First of all, the good. I think the articulation, the mold and the paint job is good for the most part. I could have gotten, you know, knees could be a little bit better, but that's really about it. Then in the middle, we got the accessories. I think they're good, and you got everything you need, but a little extra would have been nice, like maybe like a third face and like a set, 1 or 2 more sets of hands. So yeah, that's what it is in the middle. And then finally the most disappointing part of the figure, not really bad even, but I think like disappointing is the articulation. Like really the lower part of the entire figure kinda is really underwhelming. Now you could say, well, he has the big puffy pants, so you have to do some sacrifices. I get that, and as such I'll still recommend this figure, because I still like this figure at the end of the day. As I'm saying, the articulation problems don't really bother me that much. I do understand you have to do some things here and there. It's a little bit disappointing, just in general, but yeah, it's still a pretty good release, and there's nothing too much I can cry about. So that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Gilgamesh wants, like articulation in there and better knees. Yeesh.